With its production costs more than triple original estimates, the F-22 Raptor is a highly capable warplane at an eye-watering price. This fifth-generation combat aircraft, in use by the United States Air Force, was developed to counter the then alarming designs of fourth-gen fighter aircraft being built by the then Soviet Union in the late 1970s through early 1980s. After winning a competitive showdown in 1991 to be the U.S. air superiority fighter of choice for a generation of combat pilots, the F-22 basked in praise that described it as nearly invincible. In so-called aggressor wargame exercises, mere handfuls of F-22s were able to beat highly trained pilots simulating enemy forces by the dozens while suffering hardly any losses of their own. But all that air-to-air capability has come at a price. Production delays and other problems pushed up the F-22's cost from an estimated $100 million per plane to more than $330 million each, according to the U.S. General Accounting Office. What's more, the F-22 has been accused of being the aerial equivalent of a one-trick pony, since for the time being it has very limited capability to attack ground targets. As a result of the F-22's high cost and backbreaking federal deficits, the Obama administration discontinued funding for the aircraft in fiscal year 2010, leaving the Air Force with just 187 copies in its inventory. The plan is to instead replace aging fighter jets with the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, a less expensive but less powerful advanced fighter that likely won't be operational with any military branch until 2014 at the earliest. In the meantime, Russia and India are jointly working on their answer to the F-22, a stealthy fighter known as the T-50. And China has also gotten into the act with at least one stealthy combat plane, the J-20, and possibly more. So was the US too hasty in shutting down production of the Raptor? US Defense Secretary Robert Gates doesn't think so. He said in early 2011 that the advent of foreign stealth fighters such as the J-20 had already been taken into account when deciding the number of Raptors to put into service. It turns out the question could be moot. More than one study has suggested that Chinese non-nuclear missiles could quickly render US air bases in the Pacific unusable. And it also appears inevitable that manned fighters will become obsolete in an era of increasingly lethal, remotely piloted drones. In any event, with other countries' stealth projects still laboring in the developmental stages, the Raptor continues to rule the aerial roost, for now.